Welcome to the HOB House of Baasha Incorporated and The Awakening. Remember, if you can dream it, you can live it. And if you want it, we here at the HOB House of Baasha Incorporated and The Awakening, we got it. All beneath one roof. We never sleep because our city never sleeps.
That they may have an opportunity to live in a country where the Constitution covers them the same way that it covers the white children. Enough is enough.
This is like an abusive relationship.
Their reaction is just like any other American. They felt like justice was not served.
Welcome to the House of Baasha, another moment where time has stood still for the African American community.
We tend to place people in positions to where we cannot reach.
We live to see greats such as the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, and the prisoners.
Wife was not able to go see him for 28 days.
And like any abusive relationship, you have to know when enough is enough. And African Americans, I tell you today, until you realize that you are not held captive by the chains of society, but by the mind face of your mentality. America needs to realize that if there is no justice, it is just us. And until America grasps this country will be further divided amongst races.
Welcome to the HOB House of Baasha Incorporated and The Awakening.
We left off with the Christian church and its stance. We left off with the justice system. Now we're going to go into not the members, but the leaders of the church.
Justice, we should be mourning these young men. Yes.
This says proves to us that there's work to be done.
Yes.
That it's time for our voices to be heard, but not just our voices. It's also time for us to make moves.
Welcome back to the HOB House of Baasha Incorporated and The Awakening. My name is Baasha, and I am your host. I had the opportunity to be a part of something so spectacular within our great city. Although the city continues to heal from brutal acts of violence, where there is evil, we must remember there is always some good. There is a saying that in the shadows, wrongful acts occur. But what I found working in the shadows of Dallas were the acts of benevolence. Uniformed Dallas Police Department officers, along with 2 community activists of goodwill, working together to bridge the gap between community and civil servants. When we hear the words first responders, we associate those words with individuals who are trained to respond to an emergency. A new organization formed in the city of Dallas called First Responders – has answered the cries of our communities. Join me in this episode called Unity in the Community, where I ask officers and the individuals who pledge their free time to bridge the gap between communities and civil servants. The hard questions. Y'all okay? Y'all can go ahead.
Hello, my name is Alate Ixchel. Welcome to the HOB Incorporated and the Awakening Magazine. There is something wonderful taking place in the shadows of Dallas tonight, and that is unity of a community. Joining us here tonight is Officer Melton. Officer Melton, can you tell us a little about what's taking place tonight?
Yes, this is first responders. We do community unity events to give back to the communities that are needy and need some help. And we come out here and give them some stuff to look forward to and try to make a difference.
And how long has this been happening in the shadows of Dallas here?
Dude, honestly, these community unity events are new. We started them with the Forest Aldea. It was a big deal. We had almost 1,000 participants in that one. And we saw a need in the communities. And so our goal is to fill that need and give to the good people of Dallas.
And what is the ultimate goal that Dallas Police Department wishes to achieve?
Well, we work in coordination with the Dallas Police Department. First responders in Dallas, we're hoping to build the bridge between first responders and the communities. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and we want people to see us that we're here to help, and that we're wanting to be a positive influence in their lives.
On a personal note, how does this make you feel being able to work with communities this way?
Oh, this is awesome. I get, happy and warm every time I do this. It's a great feeling to be able to give back to people and to help people. Been doing community service events for a long time, but to be able to be one of the founders and get out here and make a big difference, it's awesome.
Oh, it makes you feel real good, though. In time you could get together and work with the community and the kids and to put some joy into their life. Of course, it makes you feel good, too. But, this is something that they don't get much to see, and it's something that they will grow up and always will remember. So it fills your heart with joy to see the kids and see everybody in such a festive mood around this time of year.
Takora Hardy, can you tell us a little about what's taking place tonight?
Sure. So this is an effort that we put together from the Dallas Police Department and the Dallas First Responders, as well as Baylor Barbie. And what we're doing is coming into our communities and giving back. So for this holiday season, we're giving the families a free dinner. We gave them free HIV testing, which they found out in 1 minute whether they were positive or negative. We also had free gifts and stuff that we gave the community. So we're just going back and giving to our community.
That's her. She's got
Did you record? I know. I'm leaving a record right here. Don't put everything.
And how long has this been happening in the shadows of Dallas?
So in the shadows of Dallas, what we when we started this, the officer that's in charge of this is Sergeant Leroy Quigg, and what he did was start this movement about 15 years ago, looking at gangs. And he was a police officer that said, I don't want to just put people in jail for being in gangs, but I really want to do something great in the community. So he started. He actually had this community center for the kids that live in this development, and he wanted to come back and give something to these kids. So that was back in 1997.
And what is the ultimate goal that the Dallas Police Department wishes to achieve?
They really want to show that it really is a community, that they really are here to serve. This is not about arrest. This is not about trying to flex who you are, but to show we're here to serve and protect the people. Now, obviously, if something's bad, they want to take care of it, but really it's to show we live in the same communities, we serve the same people, and we're all in this together.
On a personal note, how does this make you feel being able to work with communities this way?
This is really what it's about. We can we can talk about it or we can really be about it. To see this in action, to see the smiles on the kids' faces, you know, with something as simple as a bear, it just really shows you, you know, this is the heart of it. Christmas isn't really about things, it's really about community. And if we can take the momentum from here, to take the holiday spirit from here and continue it all throughout the year, we can really start making a change in this community, and that's what we're here for.
I think it shows the people that are in our community and how much they want to give back. I mean, we have people, you know, police officers who really say, you know, I'll take the time to give back. We have Baylor Barbie, who is a renowned author and public speaker, who says, I just want to give back. So looking at these people and seeing how much they want to give, it makes you want to be a part of that.
What's your name?
Angel.
What's your name?
Angel.
Angel? Oh, her name is Angel. Okay. What you want to say? Thank you, Dallas Police Department. What's your name?
Pleasant.
Pleasant?
Yes.
What do you want to say to the Dallas Police Department?
Thank you.
Okay. What is your name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine?
My name is Dominique.
Dominique? Oh, that's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
What did you eat today?
I went ice skating.
You went ice skating? Oh, that's good. What's your name?
Brandonaya.
Brandonaya? That's a beautiful name. You are such an angel. Aww.
Wait a minute. You fine. Okay. Scoot back. Wait a minute. Let me get this. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is this okay? You are fine. Scoot back. Scoot back.
Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here.
Right here.
Okay, guys. Now give us your best voices, and we have this loud in here, so we'll be able to hear you. Okay. All right. What? 2, 3.
My name is Israel Baasha. I'm with the HOB House of Baasha Incorporated and the Awakening magazine. We have already just seen something so beautiful in the city of Dallas that no one ever gets to see. We see a lot of it on television in other cities, but no one sees what Dallas Police has done, First Response has done, other young ladies like this young lady right here, what she has done, dedicating their time and hours to communities and children that are not their own. This is something I applaud personally. Yeah. We have here with us Officer Quigg, and Officer Melton. Did I say that correctly?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and could you please introduce yourself for the camera?
I'm Sakura Hardy.
Okay, and sir?
Baylor Barbie.
Okay. With all the negativity that's going on in society today, you all have put something positive amongst the communities. What impact do you feel that you have made tonight that others have not seen, dealing with these young children today? What impact do you feel like you have made?
Well, I think tonight specifically, they get to see people in uniform that they're used to seeing come in their communities, or have the opinion that we come in these communities only to arrest somebody.
Yes.
Only to get there when there's a problem, and whether they like the way our solution is or not. Today they got to see that we're here for them. Every officer I ever talked to got into this because they wanted to help the community. And they didn't say what community they wanted to help. They wanted to help the city of Dallas. So it doesn't matter if they work North Dallas or South Dallas, they all got here, we all wear the same patch, and we all wear the same color. And we came here to try to prove and show people that we actually care. And we're in your communities. Not only do we enforce laws in your community, but we're part of your community.
Do you see criminal thugs, thieves, new future in prisoners? Or do you see our future of tomorrow? Open table.
To me, I see our future tomorrow.
Yes.
But see, what we as a police department, we as a community need to do, they need to see these children as a future of tomorrow too.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, I'm gonna be real with you guys.
Please.
Unfortunately, society don't see these kids as future of tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
They see them as what you just got done talking about, thugs or future criminals or whatever.
Yes, sir.
But if we bring positive people who really want to make a difference in their lives, then these kids can turn into President Obamas,
Yes.
turn into Chief Browns, turn into, senators and congressmen
Yes.
and lawyers and businessmen, and be successful in their communities and trying to make a difference. And then they're going to want to come back to the communities and make a difference as well.
Yes.
So that's why I go with the old saying, it takes a village to raise
And it
a
does.
child.
It does.
It does. It takes everybody. Matter of fact, me and my partner, I believe that was you and I, we were just talking about that a lot of people don't care.
No.
A lot of people don't care about our kids. And then when a crime happens against them, it's why are these kids like this? And why anybody? Because you're not doing anything. If you're not touched by the problem,
Yes.
if you're not touched by the problem, then to you there's no problem.
And they care more about the hot spot.
Okay.
I think they care about when there's a specific problem, especially politicians and people that are elected. They
Yes.
see problems and they want to be whatever the hot button is.
Yes.
But they don't stand where the cool problems are, but there's still problems in these communities.
Yes, it is.
Every community. It doesn't matter what part of the city you live in, there's issues.
That's right.
And the only way we're going to be able to make a difference in these issues is with the kids.
And by more police officers being involved in events such as this,
Yes.
and events that we did a couple weeks ago, because we did a series of events, and that's what we want to do, is keep a series of events, because what we're trying to do is bridge the gap between the police department and the community, and so the community can see a different side of the police department, but by the same token, police officers in the police department can see the different side of the community.
And I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
that's important to note. I mean, some of the times when we go into different communities, we see people say, thank you. Like, if you guys weren't here, this is what would be happening in this particular area.
Yes.
But tonight, for this couple of hours, people are really here and they're engaged and they want to do something different. So I think that that's important to note, that people really appreciate it. And that's the other side of this.
Do officers build up a shield before the shield? No longer feeling the emotions or feeling the pain if someone dies, or if there's a killing take place? Do you feel like officers become nonchalant now at this point?
No, I think that it affects all of us. It affects everybody. And I remember when we had the protests in Dallas and I was standing on the line on 35
Yes.
northbound, I wasn't out there thinking hateful thoughts. I wasn't out there thinking this is a silly event, I don't agree with this. The only thing I could think of is, man, how great of a country do we live in that you can do this, that this is your right to stand here. And whether we agree or disagree, it didn't even matter to me. I was spending more time standing on that line going, man, this is maybe one of the top things that I've ever been a part of
Yes.
in this community, in this job, is the democratic process. And that's how we get things done here.
Well,
and that's how we get it done. And like I said, we had people baiting, trying to get
Yes.
involved, and there's heated moments, and there always is, because we still have a job to do.
Yes.
But I remember standing there on the highway, cold, and standing out there with a bunch of people, traffic honking, thinking, man, this, regardless of what the thought is, this is the coolest thing I think I've ever been a part of as an officer, is standing out here being a part of the democratic process.
Do we believe that there's gang violence still today?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, you asked the question that how do these officers feel about killings and were they numb to it?
Yes.
And I kind of wanted to weigh in on that because
Please.
I don't think they are. And I want to say, I guess about a month ago, we had an event with about 1,000 people in the Forest and Adelia community. And I think that was a direct result of a young man getting shot. And and then in the gang retaliation after that. And I think that's really important to note, that these officers aren't just coming out showing their faces when there's a community event. They're planning that event. They're putting the blood, sweat, and tears into doing something positive, not just arresting people. Yeah, you have to arrest people when they kill someone,
Yes.
but going the extra step further. We gave out about 25 jobs on that day, and another 20 happened after that day. We want to give these people alternatives, and that's what I like about these officers, their passion for really trying to do something positive in the community.
How do we feel about gun control?
Well, I think what you're doing, I mean, gun control really is irrelevant because you're only taking guns away from the good people. The people that are going to use them are going to use them regardless. So it comes back to, like you said, it's about the community. You have to build the community, which is why we're here today. I would say we had about 95% young kids.
Yes.
But it starts there. You know, we had a goal today. We sat around hundreds of hours, went planning this, came down to how do we put a smile on one kid's face? Because I think it's kind of like, you know, that ripple effect. You throw one rock into the center of a pond, and those ripples reach across the entire lake. And that's really why we're here. So it's not about, you know, what kind of permanent change can we make today. It's can we put a smile? Can we show one kid, perhaps, you know, leaving here, not totally changed, but thinking maybe there is an opportunity. Maybe I can be something. Maybe there are good people outside of these this district that we're in.
If we have a message to tell the kids today about if they're being bullied, if they're being targeted, if they're being addressed with violence, most children are afraid to say anything.
Well, I think a big problem with bullying is the disconnect between what modern day bullying is and what the parents thought it was.
Yes.
You know, the misconception is that back in the day, you know, a kick me sign was bullying.
Yes.
But what I think we can do, and what will help so that they can relate to the kids, is to help these adults and parents understand you're being bullied too. When you go to your work and your boss is making you stay late, your boss is making you do things you don't want to do, when you feel terrible
Yes.
and you want to go home and you have those wrong thoughts in your head of this isn't worth it anymore,
Yes.
that's bullying. Because see, I think when they can put it in that mindset and realize, okay, my kid who is not adept to be able to have the mental process to be strong enough to go through this, now I think we're going to listen to them. Then I think you can start making changes as far as bullying.
And the bullying and the violence is no longer an 8 to 5 while you're at school problem.
That's right.
It's not. You've got social media, cell phones. Kids are getting bullied 24 hours a day. And if they're just sitting in the room, parents got to work. We know they got to work. And in some communities, there's only one. There's only one parent, and they have to work.
Yes.
And they've got to take care of their kids.
In many communities.
And those kids are looking at their phones, or they're on their computer, and they're playing in now video games. They talk on video games, and they're bullying each other. It's no longer do they ever get a reprieve from bullying. So to make a difference with bullying, we have to change how we first respond to it. It's no longer stand up for yourself, because that's not a solution.
No.
That's not going to be a solution. Those days are gone. We can't just say stand up for yourself. We have to stand together as a community and say, that's it, we're done. We're not doing this. We're not accepting this.
If you leave your child at home today and there's no one watching your child, she's probably going to jail or CPS is involved. Some community, neighborhood. And I know that that's a beautiful thing to get involved because we don't know the circumstances. What should we say to society when there's a single mother today, and she does exist. She exists, okay? She's hiding, she exists. What do we say to her who has to go to work and can't afford daycare, someone watch her children, separate herself from her family, and she's out there alone? What do we say to her? Do we punish her to this day still, or?
I think that we call it what it is. I think we start telling them that they're heroes. I mean, they're doing what needs to be done. So many people with an opportunity to do what could be, not enough people doing what needs to be done. So, you know, to take something and say, I'm doing what I have, I'm handling my responsibility to the best of my ability, despite what society says, despite what the odds are, despite what I have stacked against me, I'm doing the best I can. That to me is a hero. And I think if we started as a society calling them that and applying that, people start with, you know, everybody wants to be associated with a superhero. Who doesn't want to sit next to Superman?
Yes,
or Superwoman? Right. And so I think if we start, you know, change that societal view on what a single mother is, realizing it's not her fault that she's a single mother, I think then people will start standing with them.
Perfect.
And I think that we need more responsible parents. I mean, it's good to say that Yes, I stayed home. I'm the only child, and I stayed home sometime by myself when I was younger. But I think the irresponsibility of some parents make everyone bad, right?
Yes.
Same thing with police officers. One bad police officer, everybody thinks every police officer is bad. But, I mean, in this event tonight, I think we had about 95% kids.
Yes.
Where were their parents? And so, you know, we have to address being responsible as a parent, and that's what makes it bad.
I love that.
And,
Yes,
and not only that, like I don't want to piggyback on what she said about 95% of the kids here. See, I believe in our program, First Responders, you know, Boys Club, Girls Club America, all these different programs, no matter who they are. But if we just focus on the kids, okay, we sit and focus on the kid, give them presents, let them sing jingle bells, let them play basketball, let them do whatever.
Is that enough?
At the end of the day, where do they go?
It's back to that.
They go back to the house. They go back to the house where, unfortunately, it's broken.
Yes.
But so what programs and what I'm trying to do and what hopefully all of us need to do and what the community needs to recognize is that we need to have wraparound programs, meaning not only do we wrap our arms around the kids, but we wrap our arms around the families as well to help those single parents like you was just talking about who can't afford to get a good paying job in order to be at home with their kids at nighttime. Get them in some education. Make sure they get the GED. Get some trade school. Get some parenting skills. Get some life skills and what have you. And we wrap our arms around the whole family nucleus. Because after all, if you divide the family nucleus, you're going to have chaos.
And that's
so if you wrap your arms around the whole nucleus of the family and try to repair the family, not just the kids but the parents as well, and try to repair them, then everything's going to be, you know, much better. Because a lot of these kids are walking out of here right tonight.
Yes.
They're how old?
Oh my God.
They're about 6, 7, 8, 9 years old.
We have one younger than that. I got on camera.
And guess what? They're walking home by themselves and it's dark out. Where's the parent at?
And where's the community?
Where's the community? It takes a village to raise a child.
But do we feel, because of the lack of parenting, or the lack of involvement with children, is that why these children are swaying towards gang activity?
Right, because matter of fact, Lamont, who just spoke to these kids, Lamont was a 415 gang member in South Dallas. He and I hasn't always been the best of friends. But now for the past 13 years, we've been working together as a team, going through all DISD, Richardson ISD, talking about the awareness of gangs. And a lot of kids believe that gangs are their families. Because they leave their household. You know, their granny's taking care of them, maybe 70 years old or whatever. They're taking care of when they go out to the streets and they find a family out in the streets, which is that gangbanger. Okay? And so he tried to tell the kids, the gangs they're not your family. Matter of fact, they're the reason why I'm blind, because his own gang shot him in the head. And it wasn't a rival gang, it was his own gang.
The one he called family.
Exactly. And we always talk to the kids, there's no honor among thieves. So therefore, when you go out in these streets and try to sell the dope, try to be a gangbanger, you're going to run into these different circumstances. And one powerful message that I don't think he said, that he tells everyone, it took God to close his eyes in order for him to see. The family is what they want. And a lot of these kids, all they want is somebody to pull them aside and say, hey, look at me. I want to be disciplined. I want you to tell me what to do.
That's right.
But if nobody's there to do that, then they're going to fall astray and they're going to be prey to gangs, drugs, and what have you.
A mother's not angry that there was a white officer who shot an African-American child. She's angry that her child died. The person could be in green, yellow, blue, or orange. She lost a child. She's seeking justice. It's not about the color of the person who killed the child. It's about the fact that she lost a child. It doesn't matter about the color. Her heart is hurting because she's seeking justice. And if there's no justice at the end of this, then that's where she's at pain at.
I want to start on that. I know you guys are going to speak on it as officers, but I think that, you know, I like rap, so, you know, like a Kendrick Lamar, he said, you know, everybody's marching for Trayvon Martin when, you know, gangbanging makes me kill someone who's blacker than me.
My thing is, like we was talking off record, everything's injustice. It doesn't matter who pulls the trigger. It doesn't matter if it's a gangbanger pulling the trigger or if it's a police officer pulling the trigger. everything needs to be fully investigated and put them in jail for their crimes or what have you.
Yes.
But we can't just have one higher than the other, because bottom line is, like you were saying earlier, that mother, son, or daughter is dead.
That's it.
And she wants justice.
She wants justice.
No matter it's a pookie, or no matter if it's a police officer, she wants justice. And that's what we all need to focus on.
Yes.
It could come to one common goal to achieve some results in gang violence and drug violence.
Yes, I know.
I obviously, I'm not going to be, I'm going to be frank and honest about what I feel. And, but as a officer, and I'm a white officer, I think there's issues.
Yes.
There's been issues since the beginning of this country between race.
That's it.
It doesn't matter how light my skin is or how dark somebody else's skin is. We all have the same needs.
Yes.
We all need love. We all need food, water,
shelter.
And we have to, as a community, and not a black community, not a white community.
That's right.
Excuse me, not a Hispanic community, acknowledge that.
Yes.
That we're all on the same playing field. We're all playing with the same goals.
That's it. That's it.
And we're all on the same team. And as long as we're dividing by the easy is the race. The easy is the obvious.
That's right.
We got to look deeper than the surface. As a community, as a government, as government entities, as people that work for the government, and community members, and we have to look deeper than the easy. What really caused this problem? Wow. How can we make a difference with this problem? How can we stop police shootings?
No.
Or not how can we stop gang shootings, but how can we stop and lower violence altogether?
Yes. I got attacked here when I was downtown speaking. I said, when we started letting go of the title, African American, white American, Hispanic American, Asian American, and we just become Americans, what would be the racism? How can we hate? On a very passionate and concerned note, do we feel, because of our heritage and our history in America and the foundation of where America comes from, do we feel that there's still some type of sickness or illness that has been passed down through generations from our grandfathers, and we have them, grandmothers? Do we feel that that's part of the problem what's going on in society today? When a person is fleeing from an officer, that he gets shot so many times in the back? Or do the officer feel really in danger or threatened?
That's a very sensitive question, because you're asking what my safety net is. And mine is definitely, I'm 6'4", 280 pounds. I'm a black belt in 2 martial arts. So my level of security and safety is way different than an officer that's 5'5", 150 pounds soaking wet, with absolutely no experience in any kind of martial arts training other than department training.
Yes.
We all interpret different. We could both look at the same picture and see 2 different things. That's why artists make millions of dollars.
That's right.
That's why there's so many, that's why different music is liked by different people.
Yes.
We all see it different.
That's it. The perception is definitely different amongst everyone else.
So to get on your question though, about, 5 years ago, if you had asked me that question, I would have said, no, we're way better than we were in 1962. I would have said that.
Yes.
But having seen all this today, I really feel like that some of this, the racial divide, specifically, is brought to by the movement, the civil rights movement.
It definitely
had unfinished business.
Unfinished, and the torch wasn't passed.
And the people that have the unfinished business from that era are now passing it to the younger generation.
That's right.
But this generation is a more violent generation.
Yes, it is.
This generation has different opinions and are taking things in a different way.
And we can say more violent, but it's just more media exposure.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not even statistically, may not even be, and I'm not an expert on statistics.
You're right. What you're saying is definitely correct.
But so
it's that disease. I'm not going to call it a disease. This unfinished works was passed down through this generation.
And it's not just unfinished work. It's that we don't want to do the work. So we don't want to go out and really impact our communities.
That's right.
But within the black community, okay, I don't think we even know our heritage.
No.
We don't know our heritage. These kids growing up right now do not know what Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and what all these folks have gone through, and their struggles that they've gone through. Because if they did, they would definitely change their ways. And come on, 1965, 1969, could they come to somewhere like this and without, you know? So my deal is, we as a black community, it doesn't matter if you're a black community or a Hispanic community, you got to teach your heritage, you got to teach your culture, where you came from, in order for them to succeed. Because they don't realize that in Vietnam and World War II, especially in World War II, if you go back, look at the Tuskegee Airmen, what they had to go through. Oh my God. Okay, the Tuskegee Airmen had to go through there. They had to prove that they were just as good as a pilot as a white pilot.
That's right.
But then when they were doing that, you know, flying escorts for the bombers, they ended up being the #1 deal. But the overall perception of a black man back then was they're not capable, and they don't got the mental capabilities to fly a plane or be an officer or whatever. But now look at what we have. Now we got black astronauts. Now we got this and that. So they got to look back at their own history and see where they're coming from in order to appreciate what they have now.
So we're not teaching the history.
We're not teaching the history.
Those should perish for the lack of the knowledge.
And who's going to teach them?
But that,
I love that.
That goes back to the role models. That's why we're trying to do these events.
Yes.
You know, multicultural, white, black, Hispanic, and coming together as one to teach all these kids. And we can have different, you know, we have to break it down to different heritage type deal. That's fine too, but it's all positive and trying to show where they came from.
If we don't teach them, they will not grow. And I love what you all are doing here, and I thank you all so much for being honest and putting this on the table at the HOB. And hopefully that you all be a part of this again. Are there any closing remarks that you all like to make?
We're First Responders Incorporated.
Yes.
This whole organization is a multi-tier organization.
Yes.
We're in your communities. We're doing events like this. We have Mr. Lamont Levels who comes out and speaks. He's in our anti-gang program that we go out and go to the schools and we get involved with the schools. We have an anti-bully program that we go and we will go for the classes for all 5 days of class.
Yes.
And end it with a school assembly. And we come out there with motivational speaking. We'll rip phone books, break concrete to get the kids' attention.
Yes.
But we give them the message that you make the difference.
Beautiful, beautiful.
You make the difference.
Is there an email that they can contact you at, or a phone number?
Yes, info@firstresponders.org.
Perfect. info@firstresponders.org.
I also think that what we're doing out here and talking about leadership and who's going to teach them, what we're trying to show is that you have to lead with your actions.
Yes.
It's not, yes, you're going to say words, but people are going to watch what you do, and not just what you do, but what you do repeatedly.
Yes.
Your patterns. And so leading in with that, and then, you know, you look at scripture, it says, you know, all things done in the dark come to light.
Yes.
So you talk about being in the shadows. That's not just negative things. Not just negative things come to light. So these smiles you put on the faces and these kids walking home at night, it's going to manifest itself at some point in the life when people see it.
I love that. And I'm going to hit on that before we leave too.
And what I want to say about the Dallas Police Department, Dallas Police Department is doing a proactive approach to the community.
Yes.
As you can see with us up here and the other events that we've done, Chief Brown has really, really tried to make a proactive approach to engage. He calls it engaging the community.
Yes.
By officers engaging the community, like I said, we're bridging the gap between the community and the police department, and that also helps with our, you know, trying to investigate different stuff, because if people start believing in police officers and trusting the police officer,
they're going to become
they're going to be. The thing that I went to a town hall meeting about a month ago, and the thing that really broke my heart is I was sitting there and I could understand everybody throwing rocks at the police department and at Chief Brown and different people. I can understand it because everything that's been going on in society.
Yes.
But when a young man stood up and said, you know, I took my kid to matter of fact, it was during Halloween, so it was last month. Took my kid to a party store to get a Halloween costume, and he wanted to pick out a police uniform.
I love it.
But the guy said, no, put it back because you don't like the police. You don't trust the police. I can't let you be a police officer for Halloween.
Yes.
So I had to stand up and say something. So I got up and I spoke, and pretty much what I was saying, you know what? It goes back like we were talking about earlier. There's bad people in all organizations.
That's right.
Okay? But if you would let your child pick up that police uniform and be a police officer like he wants to, then maybe he can make a difference when he grows up and be another Chief Brown or another chief to make a difference in the community that they live in with blacks or Hispanics or whites or what have you. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yes.
So people won't keep on thinking, well, I don't want you to be a police officer, so put that uniform on. I'd rather for you, like you said, be the boogeyman instead of a police officer. So that's why we're trying to change that mindset in the community so a kid can be proud and a parent can be proud that his son picked up a Halloween costume and be a police officer.
Just, I really want to, resound how much I respect these three men and what they do in their everyday. They don't have to do this.
Exactly.
This is something that they do because they want to. And they put a lot of passion into this, a lot of time into it. And I see the kids walk up to you, Sergeant Quigg, these kids here know him, and they know him in a positive light. And I think that's important, that we show these kids that they can know these police officers in a positive light. That I was outside, and one of the officers said, the girl was 39 years old. She said, I knew you when I was 12, and you're still around. I'm good now. I'm grown. I got my own house and everything. I think that's important to come back and see these kids grow up and see what, they can contribute to society. And she just came out to help out and give a little because she had experiences.
That's God was in her heart.
I had this facility for 2 years.
Yes.
And what I did was I ran programs out of the facility. DHA allowed me to run programs. I ran programs for, after school programs, basketball programs, mentoring, counseling. We did back to school. We did it right here in this gym. And I had to let it go because I had it for 2 years because nobody wanted to help. Nobody wanted to come back. Some of the people in the community, because what I was also trying to do in this community is let some of the people within this community work up here, so when the kids came up here, they could relate to that person instead of trying to relate to me. They relate to that person, and once that person say, hey, he's okay, he gave me credibility, then I was able to touch a lot of kids up in here. So once I left this place, because now at nighttime, this beautiful gym and this building is not being utilized and trying to help these students or these kids. And when I go up to that gas station, that Exxon at 7-Eleven, a lot of them, Sergeant Quigg, you're going to open the gym, you're going to open the gym, you're going to open the gym. I said, I'm working on it. And see, and that's the type of stuff that they rather be in a safe haven like this.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
That's right.
A safe haven like this than hanging out in the streets.
That's right.
But when we close the doors, and a beautiful facility like this, and people don't come up in here and try to make a difference within this community, no matter if it's our program or another program, if nobody comes up in this facility right here and try to help these kids, what are these kids going to do?
They're left out there.
They're going to be left out in the cold.
That's right.
Left to the gang bangers, because matter of fact, this facility got tagged with gang graffiti.
Yes.
That's
terrible over here.
Yeah, right behind this gym, the back gym got tagged, and see, and now. And the reason why they're tagging it up and trying to break through the doors is because they say, you know what, let us in. Let us in. We want to play basketball. We want to learn and what have you. But if the community can't see that and come and take over this facility, what do they got left? You've seen all those hundreds of kids.
Yes.
Hundreds and hundreds of kids coming in here, and you got a beautiful gym because they can't play basketball.
Can't even utilize it. You know what I'd like to see? The Dallas Police play basketball against the community.
We done that.
We did it.
We did that.
My God, what we did. That on camera.
We made it happen.
What we did, because did they tell you about the story of Forrest and Odelia? Did you tell them?
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to tell you the story, but let me tell you about these events that these guys put on.
Okay.
So it was a series of 3 events, one a week. First, they talked to 1,800 kids at
Lake Highlands
High School, wow. And they had a whole assembly in the gym. And like he said, they had brick breaking, but they also had a positive message. Lamont was there, the chief was there, the mayor was there as well. The next week we had a community event. We had about 1,000 residents from the community. And that was the event that we said 25 people got jobs on that day. We had the vendors and the businesses come out from that community and really support it. We gave the community free food. We had entertainment there. K104. We had a 3-point contest.
A rap battle.
Rap battle from K104. The week following that, we had a 3-on-3 basketball tournament at Richlands College. And we had about 100 kids out there as well, and their families. And the winners got to play the Dallas Police League.
And the best thing about that event
was the parents were there.
Wow.
The parents were
The
there.
parents brought them. Had to drive them from, some of them from all the way from Lake Highlands to Richland.
And they showed up.
That's not easy.
No.
Some of these people, that's not easy. They had to make that happen.
And they got
And their
there.
parents got them there. 100.
Wow.
100 kids.
Richland College gave us a facility for 4 hours. And like you said, over 100 kids did a hoop it up, a 3-on-3 tournament type deal. And then the winners got Mavericks tickets. The Mavericks been really supporting us.
Yes.
And giving away prizes. And then that following Sunday, the Sunday, because we did it on Saturday or Sunday, we had our DPD basketball team play against the winner of the adult community team, in which DPD won.
Okay.
I don't think they won. I think it was. I think it's the best 2 out of 3. Maybe. And
Goes
they
to
won
the
the last
spoils,
one, and then so
spoils
they
go to the
said they
winner.
won.
And then this month alone, we're doing it again.
Perfect.
This December,
I'll make sure HOB does that.
Okay.
December 7th, we did a self-defense seminar for women, for 200 to 300 women, to teach them, to empower them. It
Yes.
wasn't a victimization lesson, and that you're the victim and watch out for this.
Yes.
It is you're powerful.
That's
and
it.
you can get out there and you can do this stuff.
You don't have to
and
hide
we did
and
that
not be
December
afraid.
11th and today, or 7th. Today's the 11th. We have this.
Next Thursday, we have it in Fraser Court. It's going to be at the Juanita Craft Center right there at Lego, Hatcher or Elsie Faye, Higgins.
And at the same time like now.
Yeah, well, it's at 6 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay.
This is what I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yes.
Now.
Go right ahead.
Put you on the spot.
You might want to put the camera on me. I don't know.
What I would like you to do
Yes.
is, do you think you're willing, and I can see that already, to be more involved in what the police department, what we're trying to do to the community to bring a more positive reflection on the police department and on people like Baylor, who's taking his time out, even though he graduated and played for football for Baylor. I overlooked
You
that.
don't like that.
And I'm going to talk about him in a second. Go
But so we can really push this message out there, push this message to the community to let them know that, hey, we need more role models. We need more blacks. We need more Hispanics. We need more white people to get involved and try, because you know what? It's not just black kids killing, but you got white kids overdosing on drugs and what have you. So, there's issues across the board with everything. And to me, all lives matter.
That's right.
Whether red, yellow, black, or white.
That's right.
We need to change everybody's lives in order to, be successful and gain a good result. So I was just wondering that maybe you could direct us to other people who have the same passion as we do, because a lot of people talk the talk, but
no
a lot
one
of people
walks
walks the walk.
Yeah, we sit back and not get
a lot of people don't want to come out in the forefront and be leaders. They just want to be followers and say, okay, I'll do whatever you need me to do. No, I need somebody who wants to be a leader, somebody who wants to make a difference in the community.
What I would say to that is that we have wrongful doers who hide behind doers, positive individuals.
I have a lot of examples of
We
that.
have those individuals who do all the wrongness, and then they depend on people like yourselves to keep the positive flow going.
I forgot. We didn't really talk about Baylor at all. I think he talked to Sergeant Quigg, I guess, one time, and he just got really behind this movement. Baylor is a world-renowned author and a speaker, and he is one of our big Dallas most influential African Americans as well. So I just want to make sure we give him, because he's really a step behind this movement. He saw the passion in these guys, and he really gave it his all, and we really do appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
We need the community to help us. We can't do this alone.
Absolutely.
And we're not done today, and we'll be back.
1, 2, 3. Thank you, Dallas First responder. Thank y'all. Okay, next slide. We have our next slide.
Thank you, Officer Melton, and for allowing our viewers the chance to see the wonderful works that Dallas Police Department is doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you all for allowing our viewers the chance to see the wonderful works that Dallas Police Department is doing. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
want the gym to be open because people can stay out of trouble.